Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel. I am super excited to be here for an episode of Audrey Yeager's Summer Scrappin, which is 3 weeks during the summer and lots of layouts. And I have a really clean and simple layout to share with you today. Just wanted to have a mix of some pattern papers and stickers, keep it really simple, and use a bunch of photos at the same time. So I have some photos here. They're about 2 inches wide and almost 3 inches tall. And if you're curious how I print out small photos, please take a look at my Big Picture Classes class, which is called Small Photos Make a Big Impact. I talk a lot about printing contact photos, printing mini photos, and how I really especially like to do that. So I printed out 6 of these photos. They are in a succession of my son jumping into the pool, and I'm cutting them down with a thin margin around each of the photos. They are printed on white glossy paper, so this margin is just that paper around the outside, and I'm using my Tim Holtz Tonic Studios trimmer to do that. This is my favorite trimmer to do small photos, to do parts of my card making, things like that, because you can get a really straight line and you can cut really thin pieces. Okay, so next I just want to make sure I have the photos in the right order, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all or not yet. And what I have here is a bunch of pattern papers and stickers from the Simply Stories Hello Summer 12 by 12 collection kit. So I'm going to take this little piece of blue paper and I'm going to cut along that white wave there, and that just creates a nice fun different border instead of just a straight piece of paper there. I'm going to cut it down to about 5 inches, and then I'm going to cut off the UPC symbol on the sunshine paper there. I thought about layering it over the rainbow, but that was just too much for me. I really don't like to use that many different pattern papers, especially when I'm using large blocks of them like I am here. Okay, so I am going to trim these papers down about 1 inch on all sides, on 2 sides on the sunshine paper and 1 side on the wave paper, so that I have a nice margin around all of them to lay on some white cardstock. And I just felt like that kind of mimicked the photos. I'm going to take the last photo, which is like the impact photo, the splash photo, and I'm going to mount it on black cardstock on behind that white border. So I'll have the white border and then the black border as well. And again, that's a really small border just to make it really stand out, since that's the last photo in the series there. I'm going to use my Thermoweb tape runner, which is the Memory Runner XL, to adhere down the sunshine paper, again, onto that white cardstock, and then I'm going to adhere the waves over the sunshine paper. And I did not put adhesive all the way to the top of the waves purposefully, because I knew I was going to tuck my photos, kind of have them tilted one way and then the next, just to give it a really playful look. So it's still pretty linear, really, which is what I typically do, but you have a little bit of tilt to it as well. I'm going to take some foam adhesive behind the one photo that's mounted on the black cardstock as well, so that it pops up too. So you'll really notice this one in the series. It'll be all the way on the right hand side, but you're still going to notice it because it's both popped up and it's mounted on black cardstock. Now is the fun part, where you get to just play with stickers. And this Simple Stories collection has a great sticker sheet. It's a 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and I love the titles and the icons. But I typically like to take the adhesive off, and I use my anti-static powder tool, which comes in that little pouch, just to remove the adhesive, so I can move it around and decide where I want it, and then I can also place foam adhesive behind it so I can pop it up. I did the same thing with these little sunglasses here, and that's typically what I like to do. Instead of using a whole bunch of embellishments, I typically like to just use what I have in the collection, and here it's stickers. So might as well have some be flat and then some popped up, just to give depth and dimension to my layout. I really like these phrase stickers from Simple Stories. They're big enough to be noticeable. Sometimes the little tiny word stickers are so little you can't even read them. These phrase stickers are great. The font size is big enough that you can read, and so I put a couple on top of photos. They fit great on these mini photos. And then I decided, since I had all that white border of the cardstock, I would put some on around the edges too. I've done this before on a layout and I really liked it, so I thought I would do it again. So if you find something that you like on your layouts, I would say go for it and just keep doing it until you get bored with it. So now I'm going to create a little cluster at the bottom here. I'm sorry as I'm fiddling you don't see it, but that's how I decide to have it. I'm going to have the sun and a little cloud. I'm going to have those popped up, and then I have a little phrase sticker as well that is the same color as that cloud. So I really like to pull together the same color in a couple of different areas. You can see I have the cloud at the top next to the good times, then the cloud at the bottom, and then that phrase sticker, creating lots of visual triangles. I'm going to do a little handwritten journaling with my favorite ultra thin Sharpie, and then just add a few Queen & Co. epoxy dots just for some shine and a little bit of embellishing around this little cluster here and around my journaling. And that pretty much completes my summer layout, and it was a lot of fun to make. I was super excited to be a part of this series. So do be sure to check out Audrey's channel, and I'll link to that here, and also check out Lisa's channel. She has a layout today as well. If you're interested in the supplies that I use, they will all be linked down below. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel here, check out my blog for more information, and I'll have a few videos that you might be interested in as well. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.